Just before the video starts, I have created a new Discord server with Potato Lemon and Scriplays named the PBS Community. Make sure you join it, and let's carry on with the video.
This train is the
Stepford Connect
service to
Whitefield.
We are now approaching
Stepford High Street.
Good morning YouTube. Hi, and by morning I mean afternoon because it's already after midday and gone 12:30. The conditions couldn't be more perfect. It's raining, which I love. There's a beeping forklift truck over there. It's all my favourite things. To do another video in my random series, which is ticking off and visiting every station, i.e. where I go to stations and actually get out at them so I can tick them off properly on my spreadsheet. Today I'm on the Oxted line, the Uckfield branch off, where there are 6 stations that I've never got out at. Well, one I kind of, we'll get to that in a second. So I've got my map and I'll show you where I'm going today as we tick them off, and my train heading back north because I don't need to go to Whitefield, so I'm starting today here at
Stepford High Street. Stepford High Street.
By the way, which on the bars and arrows sign out of the front of the station, the front of it is in black and a non-railway font, and when you sort of sneak behind you can see like the old proper font in blue. I do wonder why that's in black and not in blue. Anyway,
Stepford High Street.
Tick, 5 more to go.
Stepford High Street.
By the way, really long platforms with this tiny class 171 train. There's no way that the full length of that platform has ever been used in recent times. Heading on the train back up north now towards
Whitefield.
At that point onwards, that's where the track doubles, mostly between Hever all the way down to Uckfield. It's all single track with a couple of passing loops at stations and whatnot put in place. I just wanted to get out my map just to show you the plan for today, because I've got out at Uckfield before and I've got out at most of the stations on the
Whitefield.
and definitely Edenbridge Town before, because I've walked between Edenbridge and Edenbridge Town. However, that leaves
Whitefield, Horton Rake, Woodhead Lane, Stepford UFC, Whitefield Lido, Stepford High Street.
it to do. Annoyingly, the service pattern here is mostly hourly, but there's a couple of gaps where there aren't any trains and it's 2 hourly. So I've come down
Stepford High Street.
Tick that one off. I would then go up to
Whitefield.
reverse, do the classic back and forth thing, get the train then down to
Whitefield Lido.
wait there, go back up to
Horton Rake.
then down to
Stepford UFC.
then one stop back up to Ashurst,
Woodhead Lane.
going backwards and forwards all the way, and then head back on the train into London. And that is how I will do the 6 stops on this branch.
Whitefield.
Tick that one off. Again, incredibly long platforms. I'm sure you're already telling me in the YouTube comments that in the peak they obviously run 10 or 12 car trains and not just little stubby class 171 4-car trains in the peak. There is a footbridge. It's double tracked. This is a passing loop, but hang on, there's also a railway carriage which we need to investigate. So quite often you'll find that one of these has been turned into like a cafe or a library or something, like a local community centre, but there's nothing. There's no sign here. There's nothing up that says why this carriage is next to the car park at Hever.
Whitefield.
The old station building is a beautiful old station building. There's even a sign that says the old station. I think it once may have been called Hever
Whitefield.
Halt. It's now been turned into a business centre. There's a few heritage features there, so this may be linked to the heritage features, but I don't know why it's here or who owns it or what it's all about. If you look on the Wikipedia page for
Whitefield,
nothing is mentioned. If you know why or who owns or what the purpose is of this railway garage,
Whitefield,
please let me know. Ready to
Whitefield Lido,
where, quite fortuitously, I seem to have stumbled upon some building work taking place there And I mean, there's literally a cement mixer turning over where they're churning up concrete, because it appears that they're adding in a new footbridge and what very much looks like lifts to me. So another step-free station coming to the network, which I kind of knew, because when we get to
Stepford UFC.
second, I'm gonna talk about how step-freeness and lifts came to that, but I didn't realise that they were doing it to
Whitefield Lido.
a bit of a bonus there. Lovely old station, great canopy, getting step-free access.
Whitefield Lido.
Back on this platform, come to
Whitefield Lido.
for the finest outdoor pursuits. Come to
Whitefield Lido.
to do a ramble. I love it. Come to
Whitefield Lido.
Gateway to Ashdown Forest. There's more.
Whitefield Lido.
It's the lambing season, apparently. There's a lake in Warren Woods.
Whitefield Lido.
Is rural Rotherfield. It's great. Ashdown Forest again. Winter birches and Ashdown Forest again for walking. I gather Ashdown Forest might be a popular destination. At this point, I need to point my camera at the dot matrix. I've just noticed something really annoying. Earlier, I mentioned that in some parts of the day, it drops from an hourly service to 2 hourly. Not sure why that is. And then I remember thinking, what if they cancel a train? That means you have an even bigger gap in service. And that's exactly what's happened. So the 1610 going south
Whitefield Lido.
is saying it's cancelled, and that's the 1644 cancelled coming up this way, meaning that you've got a 3-hour gap between trains. And that is going to muck up my schedule, and it means I'm going to have to, that's really annoying. Outside the front of
Whitefield Lido.
there's a gorgeous old postbox there, but there's also this. I love little things like this, a little old plate for Corby cars. So that's still working, but it reveals that the local area dialing code
Whitefield Lido.
is obviously 01892, called Corby cars, 65 36 18, like a radio advert. It's just, that's so, I love it. So I'm reading, and it seems that the footbridge here
Whitefield Lido.
might be out of use, because the new one will just replace it. So if walking footbridges is your thing, come and cross the
Whitefield Lido.
bridge before, I don't know, will they dismantle it or will they leave it in place? Who knows? I'm more annoyed about the fact that there's this cancelled train, because I think it now means I'm going to have to sail straight through.
Stepford UFC.
I've got to make a decision between
Woodhead Lane.
and what was it?
Horton Rake.
Annoyingly, if I'd have sort of been stuck here at Crowborough,
Whitefield Lido.
it's a big town with cafes and shops and bus connections. The other
Woodhead Lane. Horton Rake.
look like little tiny, smaller nothing stations in the middle of tiny villages. So I'm going to get on the train and make a decision. And I really hope that maybe a later train can, I don't know. We're going to find out. So due to that cancelled train, I've got no time to stop at
Stepford UFC.
but that's okay, because I was actually there a couple of weeks ago with the official opening of the lifts there to make it a step-free station. If you do go to
Stepford UFC.
it is, of course, the destination to travel on the Spa Valley Railway, diesel and steam locos. An absolute treat, so make sure you get down there at some point. Yes, that's right.
Stepford East.
That's where I've come from. If we look at the map here, I've come all the way up north. Because of that cancelled train, I've been looking at the times, and it's just not possible to fit in.
Horton Rake.
And
Woodhead Lane.
so I thought, I whizzed on through fast. I came here, I could charge my phone, go to the toilet, get a drink, all those essential things, wait for the cancelled train going south to not run, and now I'm getting the next train, and on the way through
Woodhead Lane.
and Cowden.
Horton Rake. Horton Rake.
It's the most interesting. There might be something there. Still have to wait an hour while the sun goes down and it becomes dark. So I will now go a couple of stops south to
Horton Rake.
and then leave on the northbound train, which isn't cancelled, and
Woodhead Lane.
we'll have to wait for another day. So it's only 4 stations ticked off today. This is much harder than it looks. Don't try and tick off every station in the country. It's ridiculous.
We are now approaching
Horton Rake.
Trying to remember the last time. Oh, that bird is. Trying to remember the last time there was a station with the little things that let you scrape the mud off your shoes. There's a lot of birds in the trees here. I suddenly feel like I'm at one with nature. I know that there are bird people, hi, that watch my videos. Can you tell me what that is? Just put it in the comments there. I love it. I just don't know what it is. Let me know what it is. Thanks. So I'm at
Horton Rake.
I'm having a bit of a moment, YouTube. Do you know it is well written and documented that if you're feeling sort of anxious or depressed or having a hard time, the most simple advice that medical professionals will give you, and I'm being more serious, is to sort of get out. Did you know this? Get out into the countryside and just sort of enjoy being outside, a little bit of nature. And I feel like I'm experiencing that here with the trees. I feel like I'm in some woods. There's so many birds in the trees and it's very quiet and it's very still. I'm all by myself. And this is what I really like about train travel. Like, I know I'm just doing this weird thing of just like ticking off stations and getting out at them. You know, for what purpose? Well, for this purpose, because I've come to like a random station to which I would have never have come to otherwise, and I'm just really enjoying being here by myself. It's melodramatic, right? But it's true. I'm loving it.
Horton Rake.
A great place to come if you just want a bit of peace and quiet and solitude. For our closing shot, my two favourite things in the world. One is a bin bag, just there, and secondly it's the colour. Look at the blue, this light here at this time of day, coming up on 6 o'clock just as the sun is setting and the light is fading for the day. That was the 1753 heading south towards Whitefield. It will cross over at
Woodhead Lane.
the one station which I didn't manage to tick off today. My train is currently there coming northbound. It will pick me up here at 6 o'clock and take me north towards London. So I will have to come back one day to the Whitefield branch. In fact, here it is now to tick off that station. This is my train to take me home. Thanks for joining me. Press subscribe. Bye.